Hello dear viewers, welcome back to Archer Tarot. This is a reading for the sign of Leo. Let's get started. What are you dealing with? Dealing with someone who is comfortable in their feelings but doesn't do much. And you're dealing with this person, not just their feelings, also their subconscious. The place where dreams come from. They get messages from their subconscious, which is to say they do have something of a spiritual understanding. They have access to some spiritual intuitive information, but they don't know much to do about it. They don't have much to do about it. What is this person getting from their subconscious? They're learning about how they want their life to be. They're learning about what they want in their life. They're learning about what they truly care about. But this person is unbalanced. That's part of why. They're receiving the messages, or beginning to, at the early stages of it. But they don't know how to make it happen. It makes them feel very unbalanced. It makes them feel out of control. They like to act on things, they don't like to think about them. How are you dealing with it? You're waiting. You're not waiting. You're hurting. The situation upsets you. You have a bigger spiritual understanding than they do. Leo. And when you see them denying their intuition, it makes you want to give up. You want to get things moving. You see them sorting out everything else in their life, but you don't see them working on you. In fact, all you see is them living a life that doesn't really support you or is not similar to your life. Probably a very non-spiritual, materialistic life. That turns you off. Demotivates you, turns you off and upsets you. You have this inner knowing. You have this inner knowing about them. You feel drawn to them. But for now, you think to yourself, you recognize that as long as they're living in this mentality, they're not going to... There's nothing you can do to make it work. You know, they're almost digging their heels in. And it is a huge burden. It can be a huge burden to spirituality. Because it's very hard to explain to people. It's very hard to teach people, because to non-spiritual people it can seem so unreasonable. They say, that's crazy, or that's dumb, or that's unthought out. And as long as they say that and they believe that, you think you won't be able to make it work with them. What's going on inside you? You feel like it's not going the way it should. You feel like there's a huge amount of misfortune upon you. You feel as if, almost as if you're not getting what you're deserved. Almost as if, like, either your heart is broken for being drawn to them, or it's unfortunate that, you know, it's like, why is my person broken? But it's still hard for you to move on. This, because they're important to you, and they're living a life that you don't feel is right, it makes you feel very out of control and very incapable in your life, because you're connected to them. You might think, am I broken for being attached to them? And because you don't feel as if you have the knowing. It's like you have the knowing, but you don't have the capability. It's like you have the foresight, but you don't have with here. it's an upsetting situation, but it's an attractive situation. So it's very easy for you to give your attention towards it, right? It's very easy for your mind to be drawn towards it. And so your method of you have a method of dealing with it. You do. You've which is to say that you've ended up in a position where, at least in your head, although you're not in your head, you can make some sense of it. It's not chaotic, it's not maddening, it's acceptable. It's tolerable. You're at a stage where it is what it is. You can accept that it is what it is. But it's very, very upsetting that it is what it is. You want to balance things out. You want to fix things up. You want to give this person love and joy and opportunity. But you can't. And so all those parts of you all that energy to give, all that love, all that care, all that affection, it's like there's nothing to do with it. It's just like down the drain, right? Let's get some advice. Your spirit is actually, your spirit wants to go forward to, as if it were a dream, to just be yourself and to just light up the room. But even your heart, I think if you were to, when you think about the situation, particularly the facts of the situation, you probably find it quite depressing. You probably feel quite dead on the inside. It's quite heavy energy. It's nothing a lot of tarot readers won't say. So I'll try to put it in very specific terms as much as I can. You have to redirect the energies within inside yourself. You have to first Meditate on what it is about the situation you don't like. You then second have to alright, zero is put yourself into a situation where you can introspect, be it at home or something. Something where you're not constrained by responsibility, you're not constrained by time. Then focus on the facts of the situation that you don't like. Number 2, open up yourself to these emotions that come in when you are upset. Emotions are like water, right? Because that's why people offer you cups and such. So be as large as the sea, right? As deep as the ocean. Imagine the cup inside you that feels emotion, right? It's your soul, right? The part of you that feels emotions, that feels emotions. You need to, meditating doesn't have to be meditating like this, but meditating just introspection and focus, like premeditated. Make your soul, make yourself as vast as the ocean, if that makes sense. The cup that's inside you that you feel emotion, make it larger when you're feeling these heavy energies. First take a cup, make it a bathtub, and keep making it larger and larger until it's bigger than the ocean, or however big it needs to be in order so that these emotions won't overfill you. Does that make sense? Open yourself up to them, capture the emotions such that inside you is so much bigger than whatever negativity you're experiencing. And then into that, you can pour these negative experiences until they're diluted, until you can't feel them anymore. And then you can close your soul back up and go about your business. Because I don't see much for you to do for now in this situation in the physical world. I think that about covers it. To go over again, for now, what I see is that you need to, step one, create a space for yourself where you can do this kind of intense introspective work. Consciously create a space, create a time, at a place that feels right for you. Then start going through all the thoughts in your head, all the facts about the situation, not the speculation, not the overthought, but what's going on that's upsetting you. And as you go through those and you start to feel emotions, that is when you will open up your soul inside and you will take on these emotions as if you were the ocean and they were a can of Coke. Okay? That can of Coke is not going to make the ocean taste sweet. If you allow your fears into your heart, well, if you allow your fears into your mind, it shouldn't feel the same at all. You want to take on these strong and these powerful emotions. This is not about wrapping yourselves in your head and just focusing on negativity. This is about taking in uncomfortable experiences and growing from them. Good. Feels right for me to end it here. Thank you very much for watching. Any questions, you can leave me an email.